to Go Read Books. My name is Ken Dunn, and I'm your host, and I am super excited for my guest on the show today. Now, you obviously know everything about me because we've been talking through these episodes for so long, and now we're up to thousands of you that are coming to my show regularly. But I'll tell you why this book has touched my heartstrings. As you know, my last book is called The Greatest Prospector in the World. It's a historically accurate fiction book. And you know that I'm a history buff. I love history. And you also know, because I wear my life on my sleeve, that I'm an Irish descendant. And I've been to Ireland a dozen times, and I've studied history. Well, I met this author through her father a couple of months ago. Her name is Anna Berlinger. Anna, welcome to the show.
Hi, it's nice to be here.
It's great to have you. And well, so just hold with me for a second, Anna. I need to finish telling this story. As you can see from Anna's physical appearance, she's got a little Irish in her. And Anna is in university right now at Bradley, and she is studying ancient history. Specifically, she is writing her major paper to finish her degree on Irish history. And today we're going to be talking about her premiere release. It is an historically accurate fiction book, so you know that got me right away. But it's Irish history, which got me too. And it's called
Antíríon.
Antíríon. Anna, thank you for being here. Let's jump right into it. Tell my viewers what this book is about.
Okay, so first of all, thanks for that introduction. That was amazing. Antíríon basically started in a 13-year-old that was upset that she couldn't find any Irish books on mythology and fantasy, because I grew up reading a lot of British stories like Narnia and The Lord of the Rings, and I wanted my own heritage represented, so I just started writing, and it turned into a 600-page monster. But it's basically it's about a girl, Katie Sullivan, growing up in 1910 that is sent to Ireland because she has wealthy relatives in Ireland and she's an orphan. And her aunt is of English descent, and she is living in Ireland on a wealthy estate, because that happened a lot in the early 20th century, where English would move over to Ireland and just kind of push their way in.
Yeah, exactly.
But she ends up, she's living on the East Coast in the County Wicklow area. And anyone who knows Ireland a lot, there's a really fascinating monastery complex called Glendalough over there. And it's basically, my story kind of shows how there's going to be an eighth church in that complex that leads to a realm where the ancient Irish mythical creatures have been preserved. So that kind of sets it off into a whole fantasy story, which is mythologically accurate to Irish myth, while not anymore really historically based.
Well, I'm glad that you said that, because like I warned you about being already a historically accurate fiction author, if your history is not accurate, my viewers are going to call you out. And so thanks for delineating that. The eighth church is where the fantasy starts.
It's basically a marrying of my two majors, because I'm both an English and history major. So it's like the historical aspect of, especially the beginning, like the whole first half is very historically based. And then the second half starts to get into everything I learned from Irish mythology, which isn't historically accurate, but it's what people would have believed back then, and still do. A lot of people in Ireland still believe in the fairiës. So in that sense, it is historically accurate, even though it didn't actually happen.
But what is also amazing is you almost artistically followed the hero's journey. And I don't know if you did that intentionally or if it just happened, but a great fiction book, Katie is going to go through highs and lows and have some challenges in her life and some tragedies. Mm-hmm. And then she's going to be, come up against controversy, and inevitably something cool happens in the end. And Katie is your main character, and she is the perfect Irish girl. But she really goes through a lot of crap.
Yeah, basically.
Who's the book for?
I dedicated it to my great grandma, because she was 97 when she passed away. So I was already about 13 or 14. So I'd gotten to hear a lot of her Irish stories, because she was 100% Irish. Wow. And I dedicate it to both her and my Nana, which is her daughter, who's living with us now, because they're both 100% Irish, and I've gotten a lot of stories from both of them. So
awesome. Now tell me this: who's the ideal reader? And you can't say everybody, but
right.
You knew that. I told you that ahead of time. Who's going to enjoy this story the most?
Well, my mom used to teach school before she had all of us kids. So I asked her to like age range it for me when she was reading it, because I was curious, and she thought that the reading level wasn't hard enough to be over preteens, you know? So I'm thinking the fantasy aspect will probably grab a lot of preteen and teenage, so young adult readers. But the story got pretty complicated. I get the plot gets really intricate, and which I hadn't planned on it to be. So I think that intricacy of it will capture older readers too.
Excellent.
And
well, you know the hottest genre for books in America is those 13, 14, and 15-year-old little girls. So and you know I have a fiery, hot, red-haired little 13-year-old that I'm buying a copy of that book for as soon as we finish this interview.
Thank you very much. Anna,
tell me what you hope happens with this book.
Well, to be honest, when I first wrote it, I don't want to just quote Tolkien, but I kind of had a similar motive where I was just writing it for my own pleasure at first, because it was something that I would have wanted to read. But as I kept working on it, I thought, I'm pretty sure there's other people out there like me that are Irish that want their awesome fantasy and mythology tapped into, because I was like, this is an awesome resource. I don't know why authors haven't really tapped into it, unless I just totally missed a genre of literature. But, I thought maybe I would want other people my age, I know, and anyone who's older that, loves Irish mythology. I was able to bring my book to Ireland and sell it to quite a few people over there, and they were really excited that an American girl was writing about their Irish history and fantasy.
Excellent.
And so, yeah, just so that people can kind of have that representation, especially like the Irish culture.
Well, thank you for taking some time. I know it's finals in your last year of university, and I know this is your course of study. But thanks for taking a few minutes away to join me here on the show. I know my readers are going to be excited about this book.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Ken.
And friends, as I was telling you before, I only bring you really intriguing, really cool books. And I am exceptionally excited about this. So the link is above the video. It's also below the video in the show's notes. Pick up your own copy of this book and get ready for a mystical, mythological tale that's centered in my favorite country in the world, and expect to learn a few things about the motherland along the way. Have a great day.